The world's largest and most expensive palace is not the Buckingham Palace of the British royal family. It's not the royal palace of the Saudi king either. And it's not even the residence of the Emir of Qatar. Instead, it stands quietly in a tiny corner of Asia, in a small country called Brunei. A little kingdom with enormous wealth, ruled by one of the richest and most powerful men alive today, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah. In his world, gold is not luxury, it's common. Every corner of his palace, doors, walls, chairs, tables, is filled with glittering gold. But Brunei is not just about wealth. It's a kingdom where every street hides a secret, where the Sultan's word is the ultimate law, and where even the world's biggest powers remain silent before him. Welcome back to another fascinating story. This time we step into the mysterious and golden land of Brunei. Hassan al-Bolkiah has ruled Brunei since 1967. After the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, he became the longest-serving monarch alive today. But his story isn't just about time on the throne. It's about a fortune so unimaginable that even experts can't calculate it. According to multiple international sources, his personal net worth is estimated at over $30 billion. The true figure? No one really knows. Behind this staggering wealth lies Brunei's oil and gas reserves. Every barrel of oil and every drop of gas adds another zero to the Sultan's fortune. Unlike other royal families who prefer to hide their wealth, Sultan Bolkiah displays it openly. Take his car collection, for example, the largest private collection in the world. It is said to include nearly 7,000 cars. Yes, 7,000. Not just any cars. We're talking about 600 Rolls-Royces, 450 Ferraris, 3,880 Bentleys. One of the crown jewels of his collection is a 24-karat gold-plated Rolls-Royce silver spur, registered in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most expensive car ever. The estimated worth of this collection? Around $5 billion US. For most of us, one luxury car would be a lifetime achievement. For the Sultan, thousands of them are simply part of his garage. But Sultan Bolkiah's passion doesn't stop at the roads. When it comes to flying, his luxury is equally unmatched. He owns a private Boeing 747-400 plated with gold, worth nearly $400 million. But here's the catch. For him, it's not just a plane, it's a palace in the sky. Inside, you'll find crystal chandeliers, golden wash basins, luxurious leather interiors. Over $120 million was spent just on the interior design alone. And if you think that's his only jet, think again. The Sultan owns a total of 17 private airplanes, each customized with golden details. He even once gifted a private jet to his daughter as a birthday present. This is why people often call him not just the king of the land, but also the emperor of the skies. And this is just the beginning of Sultan Bolkiah's incredible empire, because his life is not only about cars and planes, it's about a palace so massive it makes Buckingham Palace look like a small mansion, a palace that is not just a home, but an entire city in itself. When it comes to palaces, most of us immediately think of Buckingham Palace in London, grand, royal, historic. But in reality, Buckingham Palace is only a shadow compared to the Sultan of Brunei's Istana Nurul Iman, a palace so large that it has entered the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest residential palace in the world. Built in 1984, Istana Nurul Iman translates to Palace of the Light of Faith. This palace is not just a home, it's a world of its own. It spreads across 2.15 million square feet. To give you perspective, that's 4 times bigger than Buckingham Palace. It's larger than the Vatican, and if you put 20 football stadiums side by side, they would still fit inside the palace walls. Inside the palace contains 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, 5 swimming pools, a banquet hall that can host up to 5,000 guests, a mosque that can accommodate 1,500 worshippers. The walls, decorated with gold and marble, the ceilings, glittering with chandeliers. Even the doors and staircases are plated with gold. And if that's not enough, the palace also houses an air-conditioned stable for the Sultan's 200 polo horses, imported from Argentina and other parts of the world. Imagine this. While people in many countries live in tiny apartments, here's a king whose horses live in air-conditioned luxury. A palace of power. But Istana Nurul Iman is more than luxury. It's also the center of power. The Sultan doesn't just live here, he runs his entire government from inside the palace. Cabinet meetings, state ceremonies, royal banquets, everything happens under one golden roof. During Ramadan, the Sultan even opens the palace to the public. For 3 days, ordinary Brunei citizens line up to shake hands with their king while being served food and drinks in royal style. In those few days, the palace hosts nearly 100,000 guests, a number larger than the population of many small countries. A life of luxury. The Sultan's personal lifestyle is a world beyond imagination. He owns thousands of rare jewels, including one of the world's largest diamonds. He wears custom-made suits worth tens of thousands of dollars each. Even his pens and watches are plated with gold. At his daughter's wedding, the bride's crown was made entirely of diamonds. The wedding itself reportedly cost $100 million, making it one of the most expensive weddings in history. The Sultan's family. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah has had 3 wives and is the father of 12 children. Each one of them lives a life that could easily be mistaken for a Hollywood movie. Private jets, luxury mansions, global business empires. Nothing is beyond their reach. His daughter, Princess Hafiza, was married in a royal celebration where the world's most powerful people gathered, including heads of state, dignitaries, and business tycoons. Even the carpets and furniture used in the ceremony were specially ordered from Europe. The cost of running such luxury. Running a palace of this size and maintaining such a lifestyle costs billions, and this is possible only because Brunei's oil reserves keep pumping wealth into the Sultan's treasury. Every single day, Brunei produces oil worth millions of dollars. And since the Sultan controls the state directly, much of that wealth goes straight to the royal family. This is why Brunei is often called a kingdom built on oil. But while the Sultan enjoys unmatched wealth and power, his story is not without shadows. Because behind the glittering gold lies controversy, strict laws, and an international image that has sparked debate across the world. But friends, with such massive wealth and unimaginable luxury, controversies were never far away. The Sultan and his family often made headlines, not always for good reasons. One of the most famous scandals was connected to Miss USA, Shannon Marketic. In the late 90s, she accused the Sultan and his younger brother of mistreatment, sparking a huge international storm. The case shook the image of the royal family worldwide, although it eventually got dismissed due to diplomatic immunity. Speaking of his brother, Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah, he's practically a legend of corruption. Imagine a man who allegedly spent $14 billion of the state's money on personal luxuries. From private jets to yachts to golden statues of himself in awkward poses, Jeffrey had it all. This family drama is known as the Amend Crisis, which almost destabilized the entire Brunei monarchy. Now, think about the irony here. On one side, you have the Sultan who enforces strict Sharia law with punishments like stoning and amputations. And on the other side, his own family drowning in excess wealth, parties, and scandals. It's this contradiction that keeps people fascinated about Brunei. But let's lighten things up for a moment. Brunei isn't just palaces and scandals, it's also full of unique, little-known facts that surprise most people. For example, the country's full name is Negara Brunei Darussalam, which literally means abode of peace. Sounds peaceful, right? Its economy is almost entirely oil and gas. Nearly 90% of Brunei's money comes from this one sector. That's why the citizens pay no taxes, and healthcare plus education is free. The Sultan basically bankrolls the whole nation. History-wise, Brunei was under Japanese rule during World War II and later returned to the British, before finally gaining independence in 1984. That's when the Sultan officially became both head of state and head of government. Since 2013, Brunei has completely banned shark finning to protect marine life. This makes it one of the more eco-conscious countries in Asia. Now, here's a fun fact for travelers. Brunei's currency, the Brunei dollar, is interchangeable with the Singapore dollar. If you ever visit Singapore with Brunei money, you can use it directly, no exchange required. And of course, the iconic Kampong Ayer, a water village built on stilts above the river, is known as the Venice of the East. Imagine thousands of homes, schools, mosques, and shops, all floating above water. Education is another strong point. Brunei has an impressive literacy rate of 98%, one of the highest in the world. Not bad for a country with just 500,000 people. So, when you put all of this together, luxury, power, controversies, and some surprising facts, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah and Brunei form one of the most fascinating stories of wealth and rule anywhere in the world. Friends, that's all for today's video. What do you think about this sultan, a visionary leader or just a king living in contradictions? Tell us in the comments.